What's something you happily do that others would think is the grossest thing ever? When I moved into a new apartment with my roomie, a good buddy of mine, we both noticed a smell coming from the shower. I figured the previous people didn't clean the drain when they moved. Tried just pouring some cleaning down there, didn't work. So I had enough. I stripped to my undies, put on the pink rubber gloves I got from my mother and double layered 2 plastic bags. There I was, a half-naked 23-year-old man, bit too hairy and chubby, with his arm down the drain pulling out hair and other unpleasantries that I figured must have been there for years. Black sludge and the most rotten smell ever. My roomie came home from uni during my cleaning and got a look and smell. His face literally changed color. While I noticed the smell and didn't like it, I didn't recoil like that. It had to be done. So yay. After that incident I am doing the disgusting work. He washes the dishes and it like that more and I do the bigger projects. Edit. Thank you for the gold. Kind anonymous person. I eat the whole kiwi. The whole kiwi. I'm an aspiring medical student and have spent hundreds of hours in cadaver dissection labs through various opportunities. Class, work, assistant teaching. I basically do the work of taking a donor's body, graciously donated for the good of educating future health professionals, and removing skin, fat, and connective tissue so that the donor can be a useful teaching tool. I've been compared to a human butcher by colleges outside of my field, but I'm proud of the work I do. Being a good prosector dissector is truly an art and takes a lot of time and patience to do it well. The human body is fascinating as anatomical anomalies happen more often than you would expect, and being able to present the body and its variation in the best way possible is something I strive for. I also understand that it is definitely not for everyone, as the idea of removing tissue from deceased humans can be quite unsettling. You know what, Reddit? Thanks. You make me feel normal and good and I love you. I know picking your nose is one people do find disgusting, but it is just satisfying getting that freaking booger or itch. If someone is having issues trying to get their contacts out, I'll do it for them. I used to work for an optician teaching people how to get them in and out, so it's normal for me. Other friends freak the duck out at the thought of going near someone's eyeball. Anytime I cook something Asian with fish sauce in it, I usually drink a few drops of it. Just sprinkle the bottle above my mouth after I've put it in the dish. I think it tastes good by itself. However, an old roommate saw me do this and he thought it was repulsive. If I see someone is peeling from a sunburn, it takes every ounce of my being to not beg them to let me do it for them. I love grabbing that little piece of skin and then just pulling it to see how big a piece I can remove before it breaks. Good God. This ducking thread was worse than expected. It stays. This thread is more WTF than our WTF has been for years. Carry on, ya sick bastards. I touch my eyeballs. After 20 some years of contact lens wearing, I'm very comfortable with it. Makes getting eyelashes off my eyeball easy peasy. Bonus, I recently got LASIK and being comfortable with my eyeballs being touched made the whole process a breeze. Catching lizards stuck inside. I think that's mainly a Florida problem, but a lot of people think they're gross. I have never minded picking them up and bringing them outside. I like to eat limes, sometimes lemons, like some others might eat an orange. I always get weird looks from other people, but if you find a good lime, they are so tasty. I clean up trauma crime scenes and homes belonging to hoarders. Objectively, it is gross and horrific. Subjectively, I find it fascinating and satisfying. And at the end of the day, yes, I know I've helped someone get through some of the most stressful, traumatic, and saddening time of their lives. It'll touch anything that's gross because there is this thing called washing your hands you can do afterwards. Eating ass, TBH. I thought it would suck, and as a woman doing it to the man, I seriously thought it would be disgusting. Joke's on me, I love it now. It's so empowering. I like to drink Taco Bell mild sauce packets or pickle juice whenever I'm drunk. All my friends hate it. My boyfriend says I'm gross because I don't wash all my clothes after wearing them once. Underwear, sure, you only get one wear out of panties, but t-shirts you can get 2 or 3, hoodies even more than that. And hell did I'll wear my jeans all week long. Why waste water and quarters for a pair of jeans and a hoodie? Edit. One of my highest rated comments is me airing my dirty laundry online. Scratch my throat. Like, I make this weird sound and it scratches my throat and feels awesome. My dad can do it too. Never met anyone else that can do it though. Fixing people's laptop computers. I wash my hands a lot. Woke up in the middle of the night to my dog retching getting ready to throw up. Instant reaction was to cup my hands under her mouth. She throws up in my hands. I carry it to the bathroom, wash up and return to my bed feeling pretty damn good about not having to change all the sheets and stuff at 3 AM. Wear something out of a laundry bag that hasn't been touched for months. Smell my fingers after scratching my balls. Eat expired food. My dad always taught me best before and use by was bullet. Anything bad enough to harm you will be visible. Yesterday I admitted that I shower every other day and people thought that I was disgusting, but I had to tell everybody that it is not healthy to shower every day. Pedicures. I worked in a nail salon for about 5 years, and when I mentioned that the bulk of what I did was pedicures, everyone I've ever told goes, "Oh, I could never do that." But, to me, my favorite ones were often the grossest. The elderly. Often, elderly women can't take care of their feet, and so without a trip to the doctors from time to time they can get massively neglected. These women were the most appreciative of my work, and less scrutinizing. Working in the beauty profession has incredibly particular clients. They also usually tip fairly well, but that was just a bonus. To me, the little old ladies who were just happy to have someone take care of their feet for them made me happier than any $5 tip could. Clean fish. I love breaking down fish. Knife skills galore up in here. I used to eat peanuts whole, shell and all. When a doctor found out, he told me to knock it off. I still get tempted. If I get a tonsil stone, I have this urge to hold it and smell it for a while before throwing it away. After taking a it, every time I wipe, I look at the it, fold the tissue and wipe again. In 8th grade, my health science teacher told us a story of how one of his uncles was taking a it and passed out. They couldn't tell why he passed out till they checked the toilet. It was full of blood. Apparently the guy strained too much and ruptured his butthole. So now, I check my it to make sure I'm not bleeding and to make sure my stomach isn't bleeding either. It happens. Also leads to less toilet paper usage. Eat pizza with pineapple as a topping. Yael Methodicas need Jesus. I lay a baby towel on my stomach when I masturbate so I can clean off pre-cum, and when I'm done I just bust in the towel, fold it and throw it in the laundry. My friends think I'm a psycho, so I guess not wanting cum on my stomach is a weird thing. Edit. I call washcloths baby towels. Edit 2. Spelling. Eating the skin around my fingernails. I dig the texture. Snorting the congealed blood out of my nose after one of my rampant nosebleeds and exclaiming for all to hear, "Oh no, my brains." Cuddle with mice and rats. I don't have an issue with a hair in my food. I just pick it out then eat the food. My wife thinks I'm disgusting. Finally, the question I was born for. I'm an anatomist and recovery specialist at a tissue bank. In short, I cut dead people, donors, into pieces so that they can be used for skin grafts, tendon repairs, heart valve replacements, and about 1 million different research and education applications. Sometimes I go home smelling of people's insides, and I'm often told that my work stories aren't appropriate for the dinner table. But it pays well. I love it. And I get to help advance medicine and improve more lives on a daily basis than I thought that I ever would. I love picking at other people's nails and toenails, pushing the cuticles and making ducked up boy toes look good. I love to scratch dandruff out of people's heads. The bigger the flakes, the better. There are YouTube videos of people scratching dandruff that I like to watch too. Of course, it's not easy to find people who will let you scratch it. My grandmother used to always let me scratch hers before she washed her hair, and when we were younger my brother would let me scratch his. But now it's awkward. The best was when I once dated a guy who had a ton of it, but it was really bad, so we had to get him to a dermatologist who helped clear it up for the most part. If I see someone with flakes though, I have to catch myself so I don't start picking flakes from their hair. Eating cold baked beans out of the can. People stare at you like you're tucking into a used tampon. They're just beans, but cold. Edit, grandma. I can suck my own D, and I do it a lot. Rip off my toenails by hand like a savage instead of clipping them to trim them. I always sniff my hand whenever I touch my crotch area. IDK, I think I just have something with smells. Making out after receiving a blowjob. I can eat a spoonful of Vegemite, no problem, and yes, I'm Australian. Eating the whole can of jellied cranberry sauce. My girlfriend thinks I'm disgusting for eating the whole can, but I love it. Smell my piercings. IDK. Just like the smell, but I can't stand the smell of other people's vomit. When I was small malleable kid, I used to chew on my foreskin. My husband has diabetes and several other skin ailments growing up. He's also a big guy that is not flexible, so in order to make sure he has his limbs, I check his feet, clean his nails, and clip his toenails while also checking to see if he still feels them. Then there's the fact that he has eczema in his ears which causes them to be very dry and flaky, so I go in and also scratch off the dead skin. He particularly likes this one. I am not grossed out by any of this, mind you, considering that my family and I were also used to grooming each other like this all the time as well. Anything to make sure my hubby doesn't lost a toe. This is going to sound ludicrous in this august company, but frequently in my life I have had to live very frugally, and I am not adverse to taking something useful out of the garbage. A lamp, or chair, or some such. Whenever people hear about this, they say you dumpster dive? For me, I just get an image of them as some sort of aristocrat, looking down their nose at an action which isn't gross, but they would consider beneath them because they're so rich. I feel it important to clarify. I mean literally things such as a chair sitting in an office waiting for the garbage, or an exercise machine at the end of someone's drive. All our computer chairs at home are toss-offs from offices I was working in, sometimes with a bit of repair. I even scored a full patio table that way. If it literally were gross, I wouldn't touch it. These people seem to attach a social stigma to the act of taking something once it's been labeled arbitrarily as garbage. I clean out my husband's ears, cut his toenails, pop his pimples, remove his blackheads, and have even cleaned infected ingrown hairs on his ass. He says he'll never leave me. He's the same though. A few days ago I took off my pants to shower and my period just dropped from my V like the Red Sea into the bathroom floor. This was surprising and I've never had that happen except in the toilet. Anyway, it was all over the floor and rug. He told me to get in the shower and he cleaned it all up. I guess I won't ever leave him either. Cleaning bathrooms, including public bathrooms. I worked as a janitor for a couple years and it's so satisfying to leave a bathroom cleaner than when you came in. I use a menstrual cup during my period. Literally everyone I've told has screwed up their face and told me it's disgusting. For me, discovering something so convenient and reliable was an absolute game changer, and the fact I have to get my fingers a little bloody to put it in and take it out is a small price to pay. Others don't seem to be able to wrap their heads around it. I love to drink dill pickle juice. It started out when I was adding it to my Caesars, then using it as a chase when doing shots of whiskey tequila. Now I'll just get cravings for it and drink it on its own in a small glass. It's delicious. When my lip or cheek starts peeling, I like to peel off all the dead skin so my lip bleeds a lot.